What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Balanced Perception YouTube channel. And today, as you can tell by the title of the episode, we are going to be working on not one, but two helmets. Without further ado, let's hop to it. So as I said, we are going to be working on two helmets today. You guys probably recognize this one. It is Foxy the Pirate from Five Nights at Freddy's. I made this one a while ago, just finally getting around to actually working on it. Then over here, you may not recognize this character unless you've of course seen the anime, which is Shangri-La Frontier. This is Sunraku. It's not exactly what he looks like, but it's his helmet from in the game, or I don't know, his avatar in the game, Shangri-La Frontier. We're going to be working on this one. We have all of the paints that we're going to be using laid out. Actually, there's one more that I may have to actually get, and that's for Foxy's snout and whatever you want, his mouth part. But for the most part, this is all the paints we're going to be using. We have Satin Bluebird. These are all Krylon Fusion paints. We have Gloss Sunbeam, we have Gloss Black, and then we have Gloss Red Pepper. So we're going to be hitting this one with a ton of this Satin Bluebird, and then the other one with a ton of this Gloss Red Pepper. I do want to note before I start on this that it's extremely important for most of your models. It's not a necessity, but it definitely helps with time and just makes things easier on you if your models come apart or if you assemble them in parts. Sunraku here, you can take off the feathers on the back and you can take off his beak. That makes it so much easier for when I hit this with yellow and so much easier when I just hit this with blue. Same goes for Foxy. His ears come off, his eye patch comes off, and the jaw pieces all come off. It also makes it easier for shipping. So I would highly recommend, if you are, making models or downloading models or whatever have you, find the ones that are in parts, because you could print it in that color if you don't feel like painting it. Then if you do feel like painting it, it's just much easier to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on these. I need to first disassemble Foxy over here and go ahead and mask off the areas that I don't want to paint in a specific color. Sunraku is pretty much good to go. We can just hit him with paint. So give me a second, I'm gonna go ahead and tape off Foxy and then we're gonna hop to it.
A few moments later.
So as you can see, everything is now taped off. We've got Foxy taped off, the eyelashes, the eyelids, whatever, the eyebrows taped off, we have the teeth taped off, and I actually made a huge mistake. I should have printed this in white, as I would not have to paint the teeth because it would already be in white, but whatever, it's no big deal, we'll just get that painted up. Same goes for the snout here. We're just gonna paint this whole thing red and then just go over it in black because black covers everything. And then we have the top piece of Foxy's helmet here. We're gonna do that. We have the eye patch pieces here. Oh, there goes the screw for it. But yeah, we have the eye patch pieces here. And then all we had to do for the Shangri-La helmet was just, cover the eyebrows, and the rest is just gonna get hit with blue. So this one's gonna be much easier than that one. But, it's not gonna take hopefully too long. Maybe put 2 coats on it or so. More or less, moral of the story, it shouldn't take that long. So without further ado, let's get to the spray painting.
Alright, so as you can see, we're just spray painting here, nothing fancy to it, just always making sure to keep a certain distance away so that we don't get much running. Unfortunately, I do still sometimes get that, which is why overall, if I had to paint fine detail, I would choose to airbrush, but spray cans are much larger for better areas, well, for large areas.
All right, guys, so we are on another day here and we have almost everything painted. It's now time to go ahead and remove the tape from the eyebrows, the ears, the teeth, get those all painted white, because again, I did not print this in white PLA, which I had done. We would be, basically skipping that step because everything would all be in white. So lesson learned from me that you should print all your parts in white, or at least the color that they're going to be in. Same if I had printed this bill in yellow, it would have been much easier to get it yellow because it would have already been yellow. Anyways though, to paint these items, we're actually not going to be using spray paint. We're going to be using acrylic paint, just a paint that I've had for a while from Michael's. It's worked well for me in the past when I did the World of Warcraft loot chest, which is sitting back here behind me. It worked well for that, along with the Black Ranger's power axe. I used acrylics for that. So we're going to hop to that next. There are, I think, a few other items. Yes, his eye patch is still in the garage, and that is actually, yeah, just still drying. It's all black. I had to spray a lot of black on there, so it's still drying. So hopefully that will be done by the time I am finished with all of this. So without further ado, let's hop to actually painting the rest of this. All right, you can see we have the tape off here, and just panning across, we can see that the ears had a little bit of bleeding. Sliding that one forward, you can see more bleeding there. But overall, not too bad. And I just realized since I painted this in all white, I can just go ahead and spray paint these teeth, which is gonna save me a bit of time. But we are gonna have to do the eyebrows by hand, and panning back over to Foxy, we're gonna have to do his eyebrows by hand, along with these teeth by hand. But we're gonna get it done. All right, so after about an hour and a half of painting, this is how we're looking. Looks really, really good, especially from afar, it looks great. We do have a few areas that we have to touch up, but that's what we're going to be doing next. But overall, I am very, very happy with the way that this project is coming along so far. So the next step is just gonna be to touch up everything, and then we're just gonna have to clear coat it, and we will be good to go. So I'm gonna run to the garage real quick, touch these up, and we'll be back for the final reveal. All right, guys, so after 2.5 very, very long days, we have arrived at the final products here. We have Funtime, well, not Funtime Foxy, that's the one back here in the white and pink, but we have Foxy the Pirate over here, and we have the Shangri-La helmet over here. Man, this has been a very, very long project. As you can tell, I'm pretty tired. I literally just finished painting everything. I just finished gluing everything together. So the glue is still setting on these. That's why I have not actually put them on, but it's pretty much, you know, good to go. I still do have to clear coat them, but this has been a very, very long weekend and, you know, a little bit extra. I will say that I also, you know, with every project I learn some. Again, as I already knew, I wish I would have printed these basically in all white or in the color that they were supposed to be, because going from dark to light is not easy. I can't stress enough how unpleasant that is to do. This guy over here, we were good to go. He was, you know, very, very simple because everything was pretty much one color and the beat came off. All we had to do was paint the eyebrows white, and that's, you know, a very small portion of this. I probably, if I had to do it again, I may have airbrush. I do just like the way the airbrush looks overall compared to acrylics, but acrylics are much easier to do because all I have to do is pull it out, blot it, and then, you know, get to painting. But, you know, whatever, hindsight is 20/20, as they say. For Foxy over here, I mean, I really don't have many complaints other than the ones I just listed about the painting, but he came along a lot better than I originally anticipated. Sometimes during projects, I definitely get a bit of anxiety and I'm like, nothing is going the way I want. I'm gonna throw the whole thing away and start all over. But, you know, fortunately, I persevered through this one and kept going, and these are what we have, or more specifically, this is what we have. I think I'm gonna try to find a way to add these two helmets to the background here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this one just because the base is so large. This one easily goes around your head and like rests on your shoulders. So I mean, it's easily about that wide. Foxy though, we may be able to get somewhere back here, I'm not sure. If not, then I maybe put it somewhere else in this room and take a picture and show you guys. But overall, I would have to say this has been a very fun project, a learning project. As you guys can tell, I'm pretty tired because I've been working probably for the last 4 or 5 hours on these helmets. And that's, you know, just painting them. I didn't even sand these helmets. I didn't resin these helmets. Fortunately, there's no seams to fill, but long story short, it's been a long journey, and I'm glad that it has finally come to a conclusion. If you guys did like this episode, feel free to drop a like and a sub. I would greatly appreciate it, and look forward to the next one. I do have another helmet on the way that is actually under this table. You guys can't see it, but I've, you know, secretly been working on that one also. But anyways, until next time, thank you guys so much. Stay balanced. See you all. Bye-bye.